Hey guys, welcome back to IMF Gunpla. Today, and well, I guess this week, following our two Gelgoog builds, we looked at the Marine type last week, and today we're going to look at the Gelgoog Yager and see what they've improved on and what I think they lost from the Marine type. But let's jump right in and take a look at the figure. A few things right off the bat. I have removed his gun and his hand so that it's not blocking the view. And I've removed one of the fuel tanks, so when we get to the back, you can see what it looks like without the fuel tank. But here he is. I love the coloring on this guy. Also reminds me very much of the recently released Garibaldi beta. That's the color and some of the design aspects of it. But it's a very nice kit. If you had a choice between this and the Marine type, I would definitely go for the Yager. Like I said, a few good points that they upgraded on, and there's a few things, well, one thing that I think they screwed up on, which we'll get to in a minute. We'll start with the articulation. His legs, his feet will go in and out. They will go not very far forward. And just like the Marine type, they won't go back very far because there are thrusters up in the back of his leg. His waist actually has functioning like side skirts, so he can do much more of a split than the Marine type. He's got molded separately side skirts, which is kind of an odd. If you get his knee out of the way, he can go up that far. He can go back quite a bit, better than the Marine type. And then, yeah, his knee is double jointed, but just like the Marine type, because of the design of the leg, you can't really use it all that well. I mean, it's enough to get a decent pose out of him, but yeah, you're not going to bend his leg over on himself. The knee joint in there is does have some panel lining opportunities, but not much. His waist is on a swivel. I haven't tried, but I don't think. Yeah, if you pull him up a little bit, you can get more of a back crunch than an ab crunch. But it's mainly designed to just twist, and it will not go 360 unless you pull it up. But it turns enough. Shoulders will do a 360. And unlike the Marine type, these shoulders go on first through the peg, and then the shoulders go on to the shoulder joint goes through that. So these will not fall off, which is a nice difference. On the Marine type, they will fall off as you move it around. The elbow joints here are really nice. If you've looked at my pictures on my Instagram, you'll see the in-build progress pictures, and pretty much it forms a circle joint, which, like I said, looks very nice. A lot better than the plain old, like, solid piece of plastic square joint that the other Gelgoog has and a lot of kits have. Can't really see it, but there is another, like a ball joint up in there, but that's pretty typical. Like, most kits will use that style. It's just through with a peg. Let's see if I can break his arm apart and show you. Yeah. So it's just a peg there. And then this here, you got two halves, and this middle part is like a C, and then has a poly cap in the middle of it. So you can kind of see that. I mean, if you wanted to run it without the bicep armor, you really could. And of course, it has a bicep swivel. And then the wrist will be on a ball joint. And then, yeah, the other arm does the same thing. Then the head, pretty much the same thing as the Marine type. You ain't going to get much out of it. He can't look up. He can look down just a little bit. And he can do a 360. And he's got very little bit of a chicken head. But, yeah, let's get this bicep on real fast. Alright, moving on to the detail. It's there. Lots of panel line detail. Even this added a little more, like, these little, like, support brackets, I guess you'd call them. Like I said, the thing that the Marine type had that this one really needed was the one piece of the back of the legs. This is just two halves that stick together. I have applied glue so I can sand them down later. There's a little bit of a detail divot right there. Do what you want with it. And I think this bottom one here is supposed to be a thruster. This might even be a thruster. I'm not sure. But yeah, the front of the leg, same thing. All this will have to be sanded, and the top of the knee there. This piece is solid, so you don't have to. The skirt, let's get some light on here. There we go. Thrusters there, those are one piece that snaps in there. Nice little panel lining for the skirts. And then the chest, you get some vents up here that could be panel lined. Details added in there. And this is where I said it really just, the skirt and the torso just really remind me of the Garibaldi, which I believe is an upgrade for the Gelgoog, though I could be wrong. I think his arms definitely look a lot better. The seam line, the way they go together, is in the inside of the arm, which I don't bother with now. So you got a nice solid top of the arm and the bottom, with that same little thruster detail that the Gelgoog Marine type has. I think his gun on his arm looks a lot better here. Of course, this time, the other one was a 110 millimeter, projectile weapon. This is a beam weapon. Shoulders, very nice. Like I said in the Marine review, I don't understand why they didn't put any thruster detail in here, like vents. Marine type has vents in there. This one does not. Newer kit, older kit. Like I said, it's a mixed bag, but definitely a better kit. But there's a few things that just kind of, I don't understand why they went backwards on. Top of the shoulders, seam line, which is to be expected. Head, the same thing. You've got split down the middle. So if you wanted to fill that in, you can. I'm not going to. Top of, the shoulder or torso right here. Seam line where the halves come together. Under here, the seam actually is a panel line. So that's nice. You can just fill that in. And then this thing here, the fuel tank, definitely seam line. Very nice backpack. Like, someone even commented on Instagram, I wish they would mass produce this. Just be like, here, you can buy this by itself. This is a nice space backpack. One of these days, I'm going to kind of make a custom C5 Zaku, and I will have to pick up another Gelgoog Yager because I will be using this backpack with that Zaku too. But anyway, the thruster, or the fuel tank, will plug into actually the torso right there. It doesn't connect to the backpack, surprisingly, but it goes there. These are separate pieces. This is a separate piece, so easy to paint those. All the thruster bells on here, even these small ones, are removable, so you can paint them. Here's your antenna. I recommend gluing it, or this would be mine, but mine does not want to stay in. Let's see if we can get up closer. But very nice detail on the backpack. These panels here are separate pieces. Little thruster detail in there. Thruster details in there. Just very nice backpack. I love this thing. I think this should come on every Zaku or every Zeon kit, period. It might even look okay on some Earth Federation suits, but there's that. And the way the backpack works is, or the fuel tank, it just, backwards. It will plug into this little hole here, and then you just kind of place it wherever you want. I guess this kind of might be a thruster, but I think it's more of a detail than anything else. You got a little bit of panel lining opportunity on there. But there we go. Articulation, and where you're going to have to worry about seam lines. I guess the biceps here, or thighs, they do split in the middle, but that is a seam line, or a panel line, so you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, so let's go with the weapon. Oh, he's got one extra hand for the left side. He's got a closed fist, and he's got this, I guess you call it the machine gun holding hand. It fell, but yeah. And here comes my biggest flaw with the kit. It cannot hold his gun correctly. This thing is huge. I mean, it looks cool, but the way it's designed, like, he can't even get it properly under his shoulder, which would have been nice. So it's like the way they want him to hold it is you have to like turn it hard like this, and his hand's already coming apart. And then you would take that other hand and wiggle him around so it fits in there. So I think they could have done something to make him be able to hold it better. Like, even, I mean, let's see here. That's about the best you're going to do. And even then, it's kind of sitting at this awkward angle now. I think they could have done something with it to make it look a little better. Or fit better. I mean, it looks great. Like I said, it looks like a World War II German MG-42. But it's, once again, it's a beam machine gun on a sniper use mobile suit. To me, it looks more like a sniper rifle than a machine gun, but it is what it is. I would use it as a sniper rifle. So, yeah. Oh, one more little bit of detail is under the head here. There are some nice vents there, which also remind me of the Garibaldi. But there's that. Oh yeah, these little things here are separate pieces, as are these. So there's that. And yeah, the only other accessory, like I said, was the spare hand. And that is it, folks. Like I said, if you can find this, it's running about $16, $17 right now on Amazon and eBay. Of course, I'm in the USA, so that's including shipping, which is nice always. But if you can find it, definitely grab it. It's not a bad kit. There's just certain things that I think they could have followed up or brought over from the Marine type, which would have made it an even better kit. But overall, I mean, great kit. And then I know there's like pretty much a complete recoloring of it. That's some person's custom, like a purple and pink, I think, version of it, which has a even bigger gun, but I think it can hold it better. So there's that one out there. I want to say something Chima, Gira Chima or something custom. Right now it's fluctuated to like $25. I would not pay that much for it. Maybe $20, $25 is just too much for a Yager. But there's that. So yeah, if you can find one at a decent price, definitely pick one up. I showed you mainly the seam lines will be in the legs, the forearms and stuff like that. Definitely can get by on. You don't have to do the shoulders; they look okay. But yeah, so if you guys like the video, leave a like below, subscribe. I will be posting hopefully 2 Gunpla videos a week, an unboxing video on Monday, and a review on Friday. So stay tuned for that. Leave a comment if you have any questions about the model. Otherwise, keep building. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.